Hello and thank you for watching my video. My name is Astrid Krasniqi. I'm CCNA and CCNP certified instructor. Today we are covering CCNA Semester 4, Connecting Networks, Chapter 2, Connecting to the Wide Area Network. This is Section 2.2, Selecting a Wide Area Network Technology. Wide Area Network Link Connection Options. So when we connect into the Wide Area Network, we have two options. We can connect privately to the Wide Area Network, or we can connect through the public to the Wide Area Network. If we choose the private connections, then we have an option to have a dedicated line, or we can have a switched line. If we choose to have a dedicated, these are leased lines. For example, we have T1, T3, or E1, E3 as they are known in Europe. If we don't want a dedicated line, which is going to be more expensive anyway, we can have a switched line. So a switched line or switched link, it doesn't really matter. For us, it doesn't matter what happens in the cloud. We don't want a dedicated link. We want a switched link. And that we can have two options. We can go through the circuit switched or packet switched. Now circuit switched, as you learned in section 1.1, it's PSTN or ISDN. In the packet switched, we can go through the Metro, Ethernet, MPLS, frame relay, ATM. These are a private network. If we want to connect to the Wide Area Network privately, these are our options. If we want to connect to the Wide Area Network through the public, then that's through the internet, which we can have a broadband or VPN. VPN is we can public, even if we are connecting to the public through the public section, Wide Area Network, we can create a virtual private network, a virtual private connection. If we use the public, we have three options. We have a DSL, cable, or wireless. Service provider network infrastructure. Long-range communications are usually those connections between ISPs or between branch offices in very large companies. These are called long-range. Service provider networks are complex. They consist mostly of high bandwidth fiber optic media using either the synchronous optical networking (SONET) or synchronous digital hierarchy (SDH) standard. These standards define how to transfer multiple data. SONET is an American-based ANSI standard, while SDH is European-based standard. A newer fiber optic media development for long-range communication is called Dense Wavelength Division Multiplexing, DWDM. DWDM multiplies the amount of bandwidth that a single strand of fiber can support, and it does enable bidirectional communication over one strand of fiber. Leased lines. When permanent dedicated connections are required, a point-to-point link is used to provide a pre-established wide area network communication path from the customer premises to the provider network. Point-to-point lines are usually leased from a service provider and are called leased lines. Leased lines have existed since the early 1950s, and for this reason are referred to by different names, such as leased circuits, serial links, serial line, point-to-point link, and T1, E1 or T3, E3 lines. The term leased line refers to the fact that organization pays a monthly lease fee to service provider to use the line. Leased lines are available in different capacities and are generally priced based on the bandwidth required and the distance between the two connection points. In North America, service providers use a T-carrier system to define the digital transmission capabilities of a serial copper media link, while in Europe we use the E-carrier system. Optical carrier, or OC for short, transmission rates are used to define the digital transmission capacity of a fiber optic network. The advantages of leased lines include simplicity. Point-to-point communication link requires minimal expertise to install and maintain. Quality. Point-to-point communication link usually offer high service quality if they have adequate bandwidth. The dedicated capacity removes latency or jitter between the endpoint. Availability. Constant availability is essential for some applications, such as e-commerce. Point-to-point communication link provide permanent, dedicated capacity which is required for voice over IP or video over IP. The disadvantage of a leased line includes its cost. Point-to-point links are generally the most expensive type of wide area network access. The cost of leased line solution can become significant when they are used to connect many sites over increasing distances. Limited flexibility, wide area network traffic is often variable, and leased lines have a fixed capacity, so that the bandwidth of the line seldom matches the need of exactly. Any changes to the leased line generally will require a site visit by ISP personnel to adjust the capacity. Dial-up. Dial-up wide area network access may be required when no other wide area network technology is available. Dial-up access is suitable when intermittent, low-volume data transfers are needed. Traditionally, telephone uses a copper cable called the local loop to connect the telephone handset in the subscriber premises to the central office. The signal on the local loop during the call is continuously varying electronic signal that is translation of the subscriber voice into an analog signal. The physical characteristics of the local loop and its connection to the PSTN limit the rate of the signal to the less than 56 kilobits per second. The advantage of modem and analog lines are simplicity, availability, and low implementation costs. The disadvantages are the low data rates and relatively long connection time. ISDN, Integrated Service Digital Network, ISDN, is a circuit switching technology that enables the local loop of the PSTN to carry digital signal, resulting in higher capacity switch connection. ISDN changes the internal connections of the PSTN from carrying analog signal to the time division multiplexing TDM digital signal. TDM allows two or more signals or bit streams to be transferred as subchannels in one communication channel. The signal appears to transfer simultaneously, but physically the signals are taking turns on the channel. The ISDN connections may require the terminal adapter, TA, which is a device used to connect ISDN basic rate interface, BRI, connection to a router. ISDN turns the local loop into TDM digital connections. This change enables a local loop to carry digital signal that result in a higher capacity switched connection. The connection uses 64 kilobits per second bearer channels, B channels, for carrying voice or data, and a signaling delta channel, D channel, for call setup and other purposes. There are two types of ISDN interfaces: basic rate interface, or BRI for short. ISDN BRI is intended for the home and small enterprises and provides two 64 bearer channels, or B channels, and one signaling channel, a D channel, 16 kilobit per second. The BRI D channel is designed to control and often underused because it has only two B channels to control. Primary rate interface, PRI, ISDN is also available for large installation. In North America, PRI delivers 23 B channels with 64 kilobits per second and one D channel with 64 kilobits per second for total bit rate of up to 1.544 Mbps. In Europe, Australia, and other parts of the world, ISDN PRI provides 30 B channels and one D channel for a total bit rate of 2.048 Mbps. Frame relay is a simple layer 2 non-broadcast multi-access WAN technology used to interconnect enterprise LANs. A single router interface can be used to connect to multiple sites using permanent virtual circuits. PVCs are used to carry both voice and data traffic between a source and destination, and support data rates of up to 4 megabits per second, with some providers offering even higher rates. An edge router only requires a single interface even when multiple virtual circuits are used. The short leased line to the frame relay network edge allows cost-effective connection between widely scattered LANs. Frame relay creates a permanent virtual circuit which are uniquely identified by the Data Link Connection Identifier, or DLCs. The PVCs and DLCs ensure bidirectional communication from one DTE device to another. ATM, asynchronous transfer mode, technology is capable of transferring voice, video, and data through private and public networks. It is built on a cell-based architecture rather than the frame-based architecture. ATM cells are always a fixed length of 53 bytes. The ATM cells contains a 5-byte ATM header followed by 48 bytes of ATM payload. Small, fixed-length cells are well suited for carrying voice and video traffic because this traffic is intolerant of delay. Video and voice traffic do not have to wait for larger data packets to be transmitted. ATM was designed to be extremely scalable and to support link speeds of T1, E1 to OC12, 622 megabits per second and faster. Ethernet wide area network. Ethernet was originally developed to be a LAN access technology. At that time, however, it really was not suitable as a wide area network access technology because of the maximum cable length supported was only up to a kilometer. However, newer Ethernet standards using fiber optic cables have made Ethernet a reasonable wide area network access options. For instance, the IEEE 1000 base LX standard supports fiber optic cable lengths of 5 to 5 kilometers, while IEEE 1000 base ZX supports standard will support up to 70 kilometers cable length. Service providers now offer Ethernet wide area network service using fiber optic cabling. The Ethernet wide area network services can go by many names, including Metropolitan Ethernet, Metro E, Ethernet over MPLS, EO MPLS, and Virtual Private LAN Services, VPLS. MPLS, Multi-Protocol Label Switching, MPLS, is a multi-protocol high-performance wide area network technology that directs data from one router to the next based on the short path labels rather than IP network addresses. So instead of using IP addresses, now we are using labels to direct the packets to the destination. MPLS has several defining characteristics. It is a multi-protocol, meaning that it has ability to carry any payload, including IPv4, IPv6, Ethernet, ATM, DSL, and frame relay traffic. The label identify path between the distance router rather than endpoints, and while MPLS actually routes IPv4 and IPv6, everything else is switched. Different sites can connect to the MPLS cloud using different access technologies. C refers to the customer edge, P is provider edge router, which adds and removes labels, while P is internal provider router, which switches MPLS labeled packets. VSAT. All private wide area network technologies discussed so far use either copper or fiber optic media. What if an organization needs connectivity in a remote location when there is no service provider that offers wide area network services? Very small aperture terminal VSAT is a solution that creates a private wide area network using satellite communication. A VSAT is a small satellite dish similar to those used for home internet and TV. VSAT creates a private wide area network while providing connectivity to a remote location. Specifically, a router connects to a satellite dish which is pointed to the service provider at the satellite in space. The signal must travel approximately 35,786 kilometers or 22,236 miles to the satellite and back. DSL technology, or Digital Subscriber Line technology, is an always-on connection technology that uses existing twisted pair telephone lines to transport high bandwidth data and provides IP services to subscribers. A DSL modem converts an Ethernet signal from the user device to a DSL signal which is transmitted to the central office. Multiple DSL subscriber lines are multiplexed into a single high-capacity link using DSL access multiplexer, DSLAM, at the provided location. So multi-DSL subscriber lines are multiplexed at the DSL access multiplexer. DSLAM incorporates TDM technology to aggregate many subscriber lines into single, medium, generally a T3, DS3 connection. Cable. Coaxial cable is widely used in urban areas to distribute television signals. Network access is available from many cable television providers. This allows for greater bandwidth than the conventional telephone local loop. Cable modems provides an always-on connection. A subscriber connects a computer or LAN router to the cable modem, which translates the digital signal into the broadband frequencies used for transmitting on a cable television network. The local cable TV office, which is called the cable headend, contains the computer system and database needed to provide internet access. The most important components located at the headend is the cable modem termination system, CMTS, which sends and receives a digital cable modem signals on a cable network and is necessary for providing internet services to cable subscribers. Wireless. Wireless technology uses the unlicensed radio spectrum to send and receive data. The unlicensed spectrum is accessible to anyone who has a wireless router and wireless technology in the device they are using. We have municipal Wi-Fi. Many cities have begun setting up municipal wireless network. Some of those networks provide high-speed internet access for free or for substantial less than the price of other broadband services. Others are for city use only, allowing police and fire departments and other city employees to do certain aspects of their job remotely. To connect to municipal Wi-Fi, a subscriber typically needs a wireless modem, which provides a stronger radio and directional antenna than a conventional wireless adapter. WiMAX, Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access, WiMAX, is a new technology that is just beginning to come into use. It is described in IEEE standard 802.16. WiMAX provides high-speed broadband services with wireless access and provides a broad coverage like a cell phone network rather than through the small Wi-Fi hotspots. WiMAX operates in a similar way to the Wi-Fi, but at higher speeds, over greater distances, and for a greater number of users. It uses a network of WiMAX towers that are similar to the cell phone towers. Satellite Internet, typically used by rural users where cable and DSL are not available. A VSAT provides two-way upload and download data communication. The upload speed is about 1/10 of the 500 kilobits per second download speed. Cable and DSL have higher download speeds, but satellite systems are about 10 times faster than an analog modem. To access satellite internet services, subscribers need a satellite dish, two modems, uplink and downlink, and a coaxial cable between the dish and the modem. 3G, 4G cellular, increasingly cellular services and other wireless wide area network technology being used to connect users and remote location where no other wide area network access technology is available. Many users with smartphones and tablets can use cellular data to email, surf the web, download apps, and watch videos. Common cellular industry terms include 3G, 4G wireless, abbreviation for third generation and fourth generation cellular access. These technologies support wireless internet access. Long-term evolution, LTE, refers to newer and faster technology and is considered to be part of the fourth generation 4G technology. VPN technology, security risks are incurred when a teleworker or remote office worker uses broadband, which is public, services to access the corporate wide network over the internet. To address security concerns, broadband services provide capabilities for using VPN connections to the VPN server, which is typically located at the corporate site. A VPN is an encrypted connection between private network over a public network such as the internet. Instead of using dedicated layer 2 connection, such as a leased line, a VPN uses a virtual connection called VPN tunnels, which are routed through the internet from the private network of the company to the remote site or employee host. Benefits of VPN include the following: cost saving. VPN enables organizations to use the global internet to connect remote offices and remote users to the main corporate site, thus eliminating expensive dedicated WAN links and modem MACs. Security. VPN provides the highest level of security by using advanced encryption and authentication protocol that protect data from unauthorized access. Scalability. Because VPN uses the internet infrastructure with ISPs and devices, it is easy to add new users. Corporations are able to add large amount of capacity without adding significant infrastructure. Compatibility with the broadband technology. VPN technology is supported by broadband service providers such as DSL and cable. There are two types of VPN access: site-to-site VPN. Site-to-site VPN connects entire network to each other. For example, they can connect branch office network to company headquarters network. Each site is equipped with a VPN gateway such as a router or firewall, or VPN concentrator or security appliance. Remote access VPN. Remote access VPN enables individuals hosts such as telecommuters, mobile users, and extranet customers to access a company network securely over the internet. Each host, Teleworker 1 and Teleworker 2, typically has a VPN client software loaded or uses a web-based client. So choosing a wide area network link connections. Should the wide area network use a private or public infrastructure? We have to decide, do we want private or public? Private is going to cost us more, public a bit cheaper, and we can create a virtual private network. For a private wide area network, should it be dedicated or should we choose switched? For a public wide area network, what type of VPN access is required? Which connection options are available locally? What is the cost of the available connections options? These are the questions that we should answer before we decide on which WAN link connection we should choose. Thank you for watching my videos. Please have a look at other videos and don't forget to subscribe. This has been Astrik Krasniqi. Thank you very much and bye bye.